Satisfaction is what makes people losers. Okay, so I'm gonna give you an example here. I'm gonna use mile times. This is something I just love to use. It's versatile. Everyone understands it. So I remember in throughout my whole time in middle school, I always wanted to get a really fast mile time. All the time in PE, all that, blah 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 blah. Everyone's done that. Everyone already knows about that. So I remember I wanted to get under 8 minutes because at the time I wasn't really athletic. I was kind of a loser. I was really skinny. I was just, kind of a little bitch. So I wanted to get under 8 minutes. And eventually, it was kind of easy, whatever. I got under 8 minutes. And then I got under 7 minutes, right? And it was like, oh, hey, I'm actually somewhat athletic. Not a lot of people can get under 7 minutes. And then my goal was 6:30. And then it was 6, then under 5:30, all that stuff. So basically the important part of that story is, it's like, had I been satisfied with under 8 minutes, I never would have gotten under 7. If I was satisfied with 7, I never would have gotten under 6:30. If I was satisfied with under 6:30, I never would have gotten under 6. If I was satisfied with 6, I never would have gotten near 5:30. Know what I mean? So had I been satisfied, I never would have made any progress. And I think this is a huge thing that it kind of plagues everybody. Even if you're good at something, or even if you're just some pathetic loser or something. I think satisfaction is a huge killer of gains. Okay, a lot of people are in some kind of position in their life where they just don't want to improve anymore because they're satisfied. And I think satisfaction and complacency, I think they're almost synonymous. Okay, everyone says complacency is the killer of man, or not everyone, but you've heard that saying, right? Complacency is the killer of man and all that. And I think that's, nothing short of the absolute truth, right? If you get satisfied or something, maybe you can get good at something, but you're never going to become the very best at something if you get satisfied. Okay, another example, weightlifting. I remember when I was first starting out, first time I bench pressed 75 pounds. It was awesome, right? And then I got 85. And then once I hit 100 pound bench press for me was one of the biggest milestones I hit in weightlifting. Because, bench press, it's the big cool lift, hit triple digits, it's awesome, right? But had I been satisfied with that, I never would have gotten to 115. Had I been satisfied with 115, I never would have gotten to 125. Had I been satisfied with that, I never would have been on the road to 135 like I am now. Okay, and I think so many people are just okay with being losers, or they're okay with being decent, or they're okay with being good. Okay, I don't think you can have any satisfaction until you're in the 1%. Now, I'm not saying have bad mental health, be, fall into a spiral of depression because everything could always be a little bit better and then you're a failure or something all the time. No, I'm not saying to be unhappy if you hit 100% as opposed to 110%. I'm saying don't be happy if you hit 95% as opposed to 100%, if that makes sense. Okay, it's I swear to God, there's so many losers. There's so many people who could be so much better, but because of their complacency, because of their satisfaction that's seen as such a good thing and all that, it's because of that, they're still losers. Okay, and this is how losers stay losers. This is how mediocre people stay mediocre. It's because they get satisfied. They don't have any anger that hey, holy shit, no, this could be way better. This is okay. This is decent. I did a damn good job to get here, but this could be better, and I'm not gonna stop till it is. I've got more respect for the person who I don't know, doing let's say I'll use the gym as another analogy, someone who's doing I don't know, benching tiny 2.5 pound plates, doing 50 pounds, someone who does all 5 sets, all to failure, all really good form, all perfect, and they don't go until it's absolutely as best as they can possibly do. I have more respect for that weakling than the guy who's doing 225, but he's being a complacent asshole and stops at 3 sets or something, or does 6 reps when he could have done 9. You know what I mean? It's even if you're naturally good at some or something, you can be. This is a whole other talk in itself, people with talent versus people with willpower and drive and all that. It's you can be good at something if you can be up there, good at something if you're born for it or something, but you're never gonna be the best. You know what I mean? If I were to half-ass a mile or something, I could probably get under 6 minutes. I'm really long. I've got good endurance. I nose breathe and all that. Naturally, basically half-assing, like with my performance capability, half-assing a mile, I could probably get under 6 minutes, which is really hard for the average human being, like to get under a 6-minute mile. But like, or at least I think it is. At least at my school it is. Like, not very many people get under 6 that I know. But like, even me just half-assing that, I could get 6. And you know, I could be satisfied with just barely under 6. I could be satisfied with 5:59. Or I could be unsatisfied, keep pushing, and then be a little bit happy once I get under 5:30 or something. Okay? And I'm not saying to be ungrateful for every single feat you accomplish. Absolutely not. There's a very fine dichotomy that you have to establish and figure out between like ungratefulness and complacency. Okay? It's like if I don't know, Mom gives me $20 for my birthday or something, it's not like, oh, now I'm unsatisfied, I should have gotten 50, god damn it. No, it's not like that. At that point, it's just, no, be grateful for that. Be grateful you got 20, right? But then again, it's like, if you get a mile that's barely under 6 minutes, it's like, you know, be happy with that, be grateful you got that, but then strive for more. I'm not saying to spiral into a depression because everything could be a little bit better. And I'm not saying to be, you know, ungrateful for everything you get. Okay? But I'm also saying don't be complacent with things that that don't meet their full potential. Okay? Everybody has astounding athletic, intellectual, social potential that they just don't harness or they just don't achieve because they're complacent assholes. Okay? It's like, I think that's one of the worst traits anyone can have, is complacency. It's like, you know, it's on par with laziness. It's on par with like, almost like stupidity, right? It's just, so many people could be so much better than they are, but because of this trait, they're just cool with it. They're like, no, I'm cool with being mediocre. I'm cool with being 95%. I'm cool with that. And I think that's disgusting. I think it's disgusting for a man not to reach his true potential because he's lazy or complacent. They're basically synonymous. But yeah, that's what I got.